Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a topic that's been buzzing around the internet, a supposed cosmic event happening in October 2025. You might have seen some pretty wild headlines claiming it could be worse than a solar flare. So what's the real story? Is our Wi-Fi doomed? Let's break it down. No tinfoil hats required. First off, let's talk about what a solar flare actually is. Imagine the sun as this giant bubbling pot of superhot gas. Sometimes it has a little outburst, a huge burst of energy and light erupts from its surface. This is a solar flare. If it's a really big one and it's pointed at us, it can send a wave of charged particles our way. Think of it like a massive energy wave hitting Earth's magnetic field. Our magnetic field, also known as the magnetosphere, is like a planetary superhero shield. It protects us from most of this stuff. But a really powerful solar storm can sometimes mess with our technology. It can affect satellites, which means things like GPS and some communications could get a little wonky. It can also put stress on power grids. The most famous example is the Carrington event back in 1859, which was so powerful it caused telegraph systems to spark and even catch fire. If something like that happened today, it would definitely be a major headache. So where does this October 2025 date come from? This prediction is largely based on the work of a researcher who studied the sun's cycles. The sun has an activity cycle that lasts about 11 years, going from a quiet period to a very active period called the solar maximum. We're currently heading towards a solar maximum, which is predicted to peak around mid-2025. During this time, we can expect more sunspots, more solar flares, and more of these energy blasts, which are called coronal mass ejections or CMEs. The specific prediction for October 2025 suggests that a particularly powerful series of events could occur, potentially leading to a major geomagnetic storm. The idea is that the sun's activity will be at its absolute peak, increasing the chances of a perfect storm scenario where a massive CME hits Earth directly. The worse than a solar flare part comes from the idea that this could be a prolonged event, or one with a particularly high density of particles, making it more disruptive than a typical flare. But here's the crucial part. Predicting the exact timing and intensity of a specific solar storm months or years in advance is incredibly difficult. It's a bit like predicting the exact moment a specific volcano will erupt. Scientists are getting better at it, but our current forecasting ability is mostly limited to a few days, not years. So, while the sun will definitely be more active in 2025, the idea of a specific, catastrophic event on a set date is more speculation than a solid scientific forecast. So, should we be panicking? Absolutely not. Think of it this way. You know that during winter, there's a higher chance of a snowstorm. So you make sure you have a good coat, maybe some salt for the driveway, and you keep an eye on the weather forecast. You don't sell your house and move to the tropics just because it might snow. It's the same idea here. Organizations like NASA and NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, are constantly monitoring the sun. They have a whole fleet of satellites like the Solar and Heliospheric Observatory, SOHO, and the Parker Solar Probe that act as our space weather forecasters. They can see a CME leaving the sun and give us a 1 to 3 day heads up before it reaches Earth. This warning is super important. It gives power grid operators time to take precautions, like adjusting loads or temporarily disconnecting sensitive equipment. Satellite operators can put their spacecraft into a safe mode to protect their electronics. It allows us to prepare and minimize potential damage. We are far more prepared now than we were in 1859. Our modern infrastructure has been built with these potential threats in mind. Now, could a major event still cause disruptions? Yes, it's possible. We might see some temporary issues with GPS, which could affect navigation and timing systems. High-frequency radio communication, used by airlines and emergency services, could be impacted. In a worst-case scenario, there could be regional power outages. But the idea of a global blackout that sends us back to the Stone Age is extremely unlikely. Our systems are decentralized and have multiple safeguards. So what does this mean for you? A 19-year-old who probably relies on the internet for, well, everything. The biggest impact you might personally feel would be a temporary disruption in services. Your GPS might be a little off, Your internet might slow down, or in a very severe and rare case, you could lose power for a bit. Similar to what happens during a bad thunderstorm, it's actually a good reminder of how interconnected our world is, and how much we rely on this invisible infrastructure. It's also a testament to the incredible science that goes into protecting it. The scientists and engineers working on space weather are the unsung heroes keeping our digital world running. Instead of worrying about a doomsday scenario, it's more productive to see this as a fascinating natural phenomenon. The same solar activity that poses a risk to our tech also creates one of the most beautiful sights on Earth, the auroras. The northern and southern lights are the visible result of those solar particles interacting with our atmosphere. During a solar maximum, like the one coming up, these light shows become more frequent and can be seen in places much farther from the poles than usual. So, one potential side effect of this 2025 activity could be some absolutely breathtaking sky-watching opportunities. So, to wrap it all up, is the sun getting more active as we head into 2025? Yes, that's a natural part of its cycle. Is there an increased risk of a strong solar storm? Yes, that comes with the territory of a solar maximum. Is there a guaranteed catastrophic event locked in for October 2025 that will end civilization as we know it? No. That's an exaggeration based on speculative models, not a confirmed forecast. The reality is that we have smart people and advanced technology watching the sun 24/7. We have warning systems in place, and our infrastructure is more resilient than you might think. So, you can keep planning your future, applying for that job, and streaming your favorite shows without worrying that the sky is about to fall. The cosmic event of 2025 is less of an apocalypse and more of a powerful reminder of our place in the solar system and the amazing science we use to navigate it. Thanks so much for hanging out and exploring this with me. It's always good to question those scary headlines and look for the real science behind them. If you found this helpful, give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next dive into the cosmos. Stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.